the island, one of Ark Survival Evolved's original maps, full of beauty, mystery, home to creatures small and harmless, and plus-sized and dangerous. We are beating the island in 100 in-game days, 3 guardians, and the overseer. Oh, and I forgot, there's an added fear factor. It's hardcore. If I die, I reset back to day 1 and honestly just give up on Ark and go outside and start touching grass. This will be a 4-part series, so without further ado, let's get into it. I wake up cold, almost naked, and confused as to why my arm itches and I have an implant in it. But I have to put all those thoughts behind me and figure out my next move. I pick up some stones, punch a tree to craft a stone pickaxe. So I can smack some more trees and stone to make a stone hatchet. I then unlock some basic essentials like a spear and a campfire and some pieces for my drip. Then craft a hatchet, a torch, and grab some bushes for some berries to eat and fiber to make a spear for protection against the native wildlife, and a cloth shirt to finish my attire. Then I hit some explore notes for the double XP they give because I'm a power hungry nugget and I need to be the ultimate survivor. So I take out the double XP raid on some innocent lystros and dodos. It's also a plus because I need their sweet hide to help me craft future things. We then craft some bolas and a club to eventually make one of these creatures our friend. By force. We then find some moss chops that we could possibly get, but they were just way too expensive. What? What? Jesus. And a Spino? Oh. So we lose focus and start smacking some trees for thatch and wood to start a shelter. We place 4 thatch foundations, make a door frame, and some walls, and then have to defend our new thatch box from the Lophosaur that was trying to raid us. Ah, sweet victory. Then we continue to smack more rocks, craft a forge, campfire, and a mortar and pestle. We go and smack some more trees for some thatch to finish Castle Nugget. But then we get robbed by the local pegos. I chase them down and end up getting my stuff back. By force. And then I meet my neighbor while I'm farming some more thatch. Hello, Mr. Spano, don't come near me, please. Just stay down there. Just stay down there. We could be like neighbors. Make a smithy and some storage boxes. Later that night, we end up finding 2 moss chops that only need a mejo berries. Yeah, come here, buddy. Tell me you need. So we gave them berries, and I named them Nug Chops and Mrs. Nug Chops. Is it a man? It's a female. Okay. Oh, 2, 1, go. And then I brought them to their new home. Come on, guys. Let's go. Day 2, we start off by eating some berries and going to look for a raptor as a travel mount, due to Moschops being extremely slow and weak.
Oh, you wanna fight?
We find an unknown level raptor, we bowl it. We start to trank it, and we get interrupted by his friends that wanted to interrupt the process. This was, I'm not gonna lie, extremely annoying. He ended up getting away, so we had to take care of business from the Dilophosaurs. I ended up killing him, but good thing the raptor came back running towards me, so we got a chance to bowl at it again. That was easy. The thing goes down. Now we just gotta starve it out.
Thank you.
We end up taking our anger out on some more Dilophosaurs and gathering up some hide and meat for the tame. Then we get attacked by Meganura. If you don't know about these little bugs, they are super OP and they'll kill early survivors quick. But we get away. The raptor tames up, and we name it Clara. We decide to test her out on this poor iguanodon. She does work
that. Easy
as
peasy.
expected. We throw a saddle on her and go around
you get here, dude?
looking for a parasaur to tame, but Clara had a different idea. My whistles weren't working and she started attacking it and then ran away. Don't know why.
What are you doing?
Arc's broken. I don't know.
No.
She came back to finish the job on the poor parasaur though. That's one parasaur we're not getting to tame. We end up finding another parasaur, so we bowl it and trank it out. While it's starving, we're going to go head out to get Crystal, but we got attacked by this raptor that we ended up scaring off with Ebola.
Yeah, homie, you're scared.
But while getting the crystal, he brought his friend back to double team me.
Oh my god. Oh my god, why can't I
first to even try to
These
attempt
bugs.
to tame the raptor? Arc, we don't have the best arc left.
I'm about to kill this raptor. Come on, go down.
We chase her on the raptor. But she has the brainworms and she comes back for more. And we end up knocking her out.
Yeah.
We finally end up getting the crystal. We feed the parasaur. tame it up and name it Felipe. We saddle up Felipe and throw an animated skin on him. Poor Felipe ends up getting attacked by Dilophosaurus.
No, Felipe! You bastard!
Dilophosaurs are extremely annoying early game. We bring back the raptor and go set to tame the other raptor. It tamed up and we name it Tony. We do an explorer note run and bring Tony back to the crib. Day 3 we end up making a raft so we can travel to Herbivore Island and get us an Enki. Day 4 we end up finishing the raft, putting some stuff inside like a smithy and a forge and boxes, and we saddle up the dinos on top of the roof. We set sail and set our sights for Herbivore Island. Fingers crossed we don't run into any lead sickness on the way there. We make it to Herb Island and set up shop.
Just like that. Easy peasy.
We then decide to craft some flak. On day 5 we tame a Pteranodon and tame this beautiful Enki.
Over there. Just like that. Woo, baby.
We go and power level our PT.
Megalania mursby is among the largest creatures found throughout the islands.
And feed the Enki some Medjo berries. Then we grab the PT and go explore and see if we can find any high level dinos to tame. We find nothing for hours. Then we get gypped by this purple drop.
Why are you crying?
Our Enki finally tames up. So we take him out to get some metal.
Yeah, boy.
Days 6 and 7 we smelted up some metal. And got trolled by a blue drop. The next day we started looking for a good level Argentavis. They have amazing weight and they can carry the Enki around for metal runs everywhere. We find ourselves a level 110, so you know your boy has got to try to tame it up. We set up an easy, inexpensive Argent trap. Then we attempt to fly it in with the PT. But me being a Bob, can't control the PT very well. The Argent misses the trap, and we gotta do it again. We get her in this time. Easy peasy. Jump off, open the doors, and she is locked in there. We trank her out, almost killing her, and having to look at the aloes behind us. But she ends up finally going down. Her stats are alright. She tames up, and we name her Frankie Muniz. Oh. Should have said he was a him, not a her. We fly him back. Days 8 and 9, we start off by crafting some spark powder and gunpowder. and burning some more wood. We make 2 long necks with a scope and some trank darts. We end up taming a Doedicurus. Then we take Tony out to do her first big girl cave. We need to start getting the artifacts ready if we want to do the boss fights in 100 days. Our first cave is the Artifact of the Hunter. So far so good walking down there. We check the area for Megalania because we do not want Mega Rabies. It looks like the coast is clear. We end up getting attacked by some scorpions and spiders, but we quickly make do with them because Tony is a champion. We adventure further into the cave, and then we see an awake Megalosaurus.
Oh my god, bro. Are you kidding me?
We gotta wait.
We're gonna have to wait this out.
We go to the other side to get some loot and almost get wrecked by a couple of Arthropleura. But Tony is a champion of all champions. The loot wasn't worth it at all. Jesus, our gods hate me.
Now, I've heard of sharks getting very rudimentary training over a year.
We end up going back when the Megalosaurus is asleep, and we end up getting up by so many bugs. We almost lose Tony here. Even though she's a champion, you can only do so much. You can only do so much.
Ah! Don't poop, don't poop.
We finally make our way to the artifact cave
Oh, we
area,
did it, boys.
and we grab the artifact because we are the ultimate Bob survivor. We fly home with Tony on day 10. We end up getting trolled by a purple drop. And another one. We take the newly tamed Doedic out to get some stone. I tank Frankie Muniz out to look for some high-level dinos, and I realize I really want to fight an Alpha Raptor. So we find one. This fight almost ended the life of Frankie Muniz.
You're not fighting them by the water? Thank you.
But Frankie came out victorious. And these are his prizes. 15 levels. We went to the swamps to look for a high-level Beelzebufo. As the ARC players know them as the cementing paste frog. After killing a bunch of them, our patience was running thin. But we ended up finding a 135.
Good level, good level. Yeah, baby. I knew the wait was for it. Let's go home.
Successfully dropped him in a pen and started to trank it. While we waited for the frog to starve out, we made it a Jenny and some electrical pipes. We were going to put the hatchery on top of our boat because we pretty much live on our boat. We're on a houseboat. We set the Jenny down. And set our electrical wires to where we wanted the AC to be. The frog tamed up, and we named it Sunny D because she's an orange. We set up our AC units so we can eventually hatch some eggs. I know it's a little bit sketchy living on a raft, but I like to live on the dangerous side. In the morning, we take the frog out to get some cementing paste.
I'm gonna meet my pretties.
And we actually get a good gold drop with a ring. Things are finally starting to look up. We don't have any cryopods and we want a mammoth. So we have to float there on the raft. We make the bottom of the boat metal and we test it out against a lead right in front of Herbivore Island. The fish couldn't break the boat. It couldn't break the boat. It's a win. We make our way over to the mosh pit. If you don't know what the mosh pit is, it's the area on the map, the northeast, right before the snow, and there's a bunch of dinosaurs just moshing and killing each other. It's ridiculous. I don't know, but it's a good area to tame Argents and Rexes. We soon then find a mammoth and start to trank it. He doesn't go down without a fight, but we don't give up because we are the true ultimate survivors. Yeah. It starts the torp run, not much longer. It finally goes down. We made another RG trap because we did find a 145 female Argent. We started getting attacked by a saber, but Frankie Muniz quickly dispersed of said cat. Tranked the bird out. And yes, that's me watching the Utyrannus behind the trap. I gotta be extra careful with this thing. While I was feeding it, a Carno decided to attack it. This is my luck in art. I can never have nice things. It is what it is. We kill the Carno, but at this point the bird is worthless. We can let it wake up, but we're on a time frame, so we just end up killing it. We get shorted on this red drop. And finally go pick up our mammoth. On the way to the boat, it got attacked by a bunch of Carnos and direwolves. That's why we're almost dead. But we are champions, and we're not gonna die in this 100 days. Fingers crossed anyway. We set sail back home. While I was taping the mammoth, I saw a 150 Daedon, so we had to come back and get it. This is me tranking it out at night. You can't see nothing. Arc is dark. I'm sorry. Day 13 to day 14, it tamed up. We named it Oink. We found another male Argentavis. So you know what? We're gonna get this one because the last one got stolen from us, and they ain't happening again. So we killed the Rex. We got it into the trap, and we tamed him up. Then we went looking for an underwater tame. So we thought, hey, you know what? We should get a Sarco. Now we just gotta lure him to the trap. Oh, he almost got me there. But this dude has the brain worms and doesn't understand that he's about to walk into a trap. And we got him. Just like that. Easy peasy. While the Sarco's starving, we decide to make some narcotics and some more gunpowder. Finally, the Sarco tamed up, and we named it Dave. We took the Sarco out for a trip, and then got it jumped by a pack of raptors. Dave quickly made work of them. They should have knew what they were getting themselves into. They didn't want the smoke. They didn't want the smoke. We got back home and cleared out an area with the Dodic and the Mammoth to make a crafting area. We need a set of an indie forge and a chemistry bench and all that good stuff, and the boat's just not cutting it out for us anymore. Then the next morning we went out and get cementing paste with the frog, because you can't have enough cementing paste. Polymer is expensive, and you gotta always keep that grind going with the cementing paste. Then on the way home, we got jumped by some microraptors while getting more cementing paste. Microraptors are the bane of my existence. I cannot stand them. Them and Perlovia. Horrible things, horrible things. Then we continue our stroll for cementing paste down the river. Minding our own business. Chilling with the frog. Then this happens. Not again. Second time in like 5 minutes. Awful. But we managed to survive. Thanks to Sunny Dean and her powerful tongue. We make Frankie and the other Argent we tamed make an egg. And we imprint said egg. And we wait there. For a little bit. For a good while. Actually, I think it's like 3 minutes. But that's alright. It's long enough. I got a full-time job. The baby hatches. We imprint on them. And we feed them baby worms from our mouth.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. That's kind of gross. But we got to raise them and wait for the imprint. The next day we go out and take Tony out to do the cave by the volcano. I don't know. I can't remember what artifact it is. It is what it is. I'm not, don't at me. But we start off fighting some bats. Easily handle them. Not really. Onyx hits super hard. We kill all the insects around the loot drop, and it gives us trash. But it was a green drop, so I can't really complain. We fight more bats. Again, Onyx hit really hard. I hate these. I hate them.
No.
I hate them. And I end up getting mega rabies. This could be the end of me right here. But I pull through like a champion. And finish them. Clear again out all the insects, and we grab the artifact of the clever. 2 artifacts down. 8 more to go.
Oh my.
On our way home, we spot a level 55 Alpha Rex. So, you know what? We want to prove that we're the alpha male. We're gonna fight it. We are indeed the alpha male. Now let's look at them sweet, sweet levels we got. God damn. Days 25 to 30, we start off with making the rest of our crafting area. We set up an indie forge, a smithy, a fabricator. Then we decided to take Dave the Sarco down to get some oil nodes and some silica pearls. But then we got attacked by this mosasaur. We ran off, but you know what? I ain't no chump. I'm gonna fight this thing. The mosasaur didn't want the smoke and decided to abandon the fight. We said, nah, cuh, you're gonna get it now, from Dave the Sarco. Look, he can't even stand a chance. He got so scared he ended up calling his friends over. But by the time they got there, it was too late. He got smoked. We dispersed of the body and went back home. We then decided, you know what? We need a better cave mount than Tony the raptor. He just ain't cutting it no more. Or she, I think it's a she. Yeah, so we went out searching for a baryonyx. Then we found, trapped, and tranked a level 120 male baryonyx. His stats were alright. I mean, you know, it's a cave mountain. It is what it is, and it's better than Tony. He tamed up, and we put him in a cryopod. We then found a red male 145 toad. We gotta get it. We gotta get an imprinted frog, so we can have a decent frog that won't die in the swamp cave getting cementing paste, because you can get so much cementing paste out of that cave. You know the routine. We fly home, drop it in the trap, almost kill it because I didn't realize I had my long neck rifle out with bullets.
Oh.
And he's out. Just like that. Just like that. We fed him some prime meat, and he tamed up rather quickly. We named him Toad, even though he's a frog. That's alright. Then we decided to give our newly stud baryonyx a name. Reginald seemed fitting. Then we had to take Reginald out to gather some fish for our newly bred baby bird, for our weight bird we were making. Days 30 to 35 started off with us taking the Anki out to get some resources. We gathered oil, as well as metal and crystal. We're gathering all these resources so we can make a cooking bench and an industrial cooker to make kibble. We're using Octavia, our first imprinted baby bird. She's a powerhouse, but we're making a new baby, as you saw earlier, for the weight. The Anki got some good resources. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he made me proud. While we crafted some polymer, we decided to head over to the next cave. This is the lava cave. Yeah, it's not... This cave is scary. Falling in the lava, I've done a lot. I know we were just on the baryonyx. The baryonyx almost died. So we had to pull out the good old Tony to finish the job. Yeah, we had to level up the baryonyx a little bit more before we could take him in the caves. The onyx almost killed him. We take out the spiders and scorpion with ease. Once we get to the artifact, we kite the bats over. We missed our first shot. We're not the best shot, but it is what it is. But Ark being Ark, it sends Onyx out of the
Why
roof.
are they all coming from the roof?
I don't know where they came from. We grapple over to the artifact. And just like that, easy peasy, we head to the cave on Carno Island. We get another Explorer note to continuing to power level Reginald, the monster baryonyx. Walk in, kill a scorpion that's guarding said artifact. Then we grab the artifact of the Devourer.
Yeah.
We get back to the house, we make a chemistry bench and an industrial cooker because we need them tremendously if we want to get high-level herbivore tames and make narcotics with ease. Then we take said fabricator in our houseboat and replace it with the chemistry bench we just made because I feel it would be... We already have power set up in here, so it just makes sense. Then we make a saddle for our newly bred up weight bird named China. You know, China from wrestling. And we set out to go level her up a little bit. We fly around scouting for more explorer notes we can get to level this thing up rather quickly. We need as much weight as possible for her to carry the Anki around. Then we stumble upon an alpha raptor. So, us being the alpha of the island, we decided to fight it. Now, mind you, there is no points in melee damage on this bird, so this is it's gonna be a difficult time. While almost killing our new bird, we pull up, force feed, and get ready for round 2. In the beginning of round 2, we start off super aggressive. We got to end this quickly because I don't know if the bird can survive another round. The alpha raptor calls in a bunch of Trudons. They don't want the smoke though. We pull up for a swoop attack just to finish them off. We are victorious. The next day we head to the artifact of the Hunter Cave to grab us a dung beetle. By stuffing the dung beetle with poop and putting them on water, they make easy fertilizer that we will be needing for crops later on down the road. Days 40 to 45 start off with us looking for boss mounts, specifically the Megatherium, as we will need them to fight the Broodmother because they are the best and the Broodmother is scary. And yeah, we end up finding a level 135. So we do what we do. We make a trap, bait it over to said trap. Then we ask it nicely to be our friend by shooting with tranq darts. It finally passes out. Then we do some more grinding while it starves. Because, you know, to make it our friend, we needed to starve. I don't know. We take Mr. Nug Chops over to the Penguin Island for, yeah, we need some organic polymer. Because polymer is expensive to make. And he gets a lot of it. We sword these penguins to death. I'm sorry, little one. Even the children. Just like Anakin Skywalker. Then we grab Nug Chops and gather up their sweet, sweet poly. Let's just say Nug Chops is extremely good at his job. After gathering up all the poly, we decided to take Reginald out to fight some alphas. We find this Carno, and we go to town. He's no match for the monstrous baryonyx Reginald. While we're in the area, we take Reginald over to the cave in the swamp, not to be confused by the swamp cave in the redwoods. Making our way downtown, walking pretty fast. Faces pass. Yeah, we end up fighting a lot of stuff, but this cave is super easy until you get down to the end where the water happens. We end up easily getting to the artifact, grabbing it. We start flying around, looking for some more boss mounts. You know, because we need boss mounts. We're almost at day 50 and we'd have no boss mounts ready, so I have the breeding up a little bit, but still, we got to get some boss mounts going. Find this level 100 Beauty. All it needs to do is the roar, so I think that should be good enough. Fingers crossed. So we trap it and tranq it. It tames up, and then we cryo it. And then on the way back home, we find this beautiful level 135 Therizino. So we make a trap, get him in the trap, but us being a Bob, we didn't make the trap right, and he didn't want to stay in the trap. So now we're going on a run to try to finish tranking this thing out. We think we can get him here because he's stuck on our rocks. But no, he continues to run. Again, we think he's trapped on the rocks, but he just runs right over. So we chase after him down the cliff. Finally start tranking the dude some more. And he ends up passing out. With us being a Bob, we forgot its high torpor and we didn't have any narcotics. So we had to go and get some. But by the time we got back, it had already woken up and I couldn't find it again. So we just decided to go back home. It was a long fly home. But on the way home, we found a 140 Rex. We trapped it and tranked it. While it starved, we went back home and replaced the trank darts we just used on this thing. It was a lot. On the start of day 45, it finished taming up, and we cryo it up. Once we get back home, we start breeding our frogs. We need an imprinted frog to go down into the swamp cave for cementing paste. And if anybody knows, bringing a frog down there, especially even with a good saddle, is like a death sentence. Sunny D finally lays an egg, and we wait for it to hatch. When it finally hatched, we named it Beefcake, because it's going to be a beefcake down in the swamp cave. Fingers crossed, anyway. It was so close not being able to imprint on it, but we got it. We got it. The settings, adjusting the settings is wonky, and I'm not good at it, so yeah. But we did get to imprint the frog. We pulled out a cryopod just in case. If we can't imprint it, then we'll cryo it, and then throw it out. Hopefully, we'll get something before we can, or the time runs out. But it just wanted to cuddle. While taking Beefcake out for a test drive and leveling it up, we see a level 95 female megalodon. So we bring it into our bay and attempt to trank it out. Yes, this is a shark doing a handstand with its fins. I don't know. Arc. I don't know. We end up getting it and knocking it out with ease. While we were scouting around, we found a level 100 Megatherium, which would complete our breeding set. So we trapped it, tranked it, and just waited for it to tame. When we got home, we started making them make love. With our luck, we ended up getting twins. And not only twins, we got pink twins. Yes. But this will be starting the line of our army to fight the broodmother, because, you know, that thing is scary and it terrifies me. We finished raising them up until the end of day 50. Days 50 to 55 started with me fighting an Alpha Rex with my bird. I took it down with ease. Then I found this beautiful pink Rex that would finish our breeder set for our army that we need for the boss fights. We trapped it, but it had different ideas about being trapped, and it decided to levitate out of the trap.
What?
So I tamed the Rex like any other Bob would do. I chase it into submission. Later that day, we finally tamed it up, and now we have a breeder set for our army. Then we came back home and crafted this amazing ascended shotgun we got from the drop. Some of you might be asking, Nugget, how did you manage that? Well, this is my playthrough, and I have my loot turned up a little bit, and I run things around here, so don't at me. Then we decided to make some baby dinosaurs. Our Rex popped at the end of the day out of its egg and started its new life. I then later built walls around my crafting area to stop the pesky dinos from walking around my base. I know I have to face the broodmother soon, so I get the last of my sloth army ready to fight the giant spider. Running low on CP, we decided to go into the swamp cave. If you don't know, bringing a frog into this cave gives you infinite amount of CP and chitin, but the Arthropleura put a stop to my capitalistic ways and set me running home. I decided to give it another shot and this time grab the artifact of the immune while we're in here, since we need it for the boss fights. This time, we're using a giant sloth boy. She destroys everything down here with her bug buff, but unfortunately she can't fit through a lot of the entryways, so we have to wait for the stupid cryo timers to go down so she doesn't fall asleep. We start days 55 to 60 by cheesing that cave and nabbing the artifact. We have 4 more caves to do, so we set out for the Crouching Ice Cave. If you know, you know. This cave is super easy. Just need some med brews, fur, and an ascendant shotgun with some grapples. Yes, an ascendant shotgun. Don't at me. I have good loot on. Next, we descend down to the easy underwater cave. It gets a name for being so easy, and a berry can do it. We grab the artifact of the brute and head home to raise more baby Rexes for the boss fights. Raising babies can get boring, I'm not gonna lie, but we gotta do what we gotta do to fight these bosses. We decide to take a break and set up our giant sleepy sloth boys at the Green Om for our first boss fight, the giant Spoor Queen. Once they wake up, we heal them with Oink and start the Gamma Spider.
Let's do it.
After that easy victory, our adrenaline is still high, so we head over to the hard underwater cave. The reason why it's called that is because it's hard, full of Tusos, Moses, Jellies, and Sharky boys. We had to bring Reginald, the Baryonyx, because we could not find a Basilo to save my life. All we found was low levels. The key to this cave is to swim at the top level so everything doesn't aggro you. But the alpha sharks had other plans. Ah! Oh no. The beginning of day 60, we tailspun our way to safety, just to then be abducted off our berry by an oversized squidbilly. Good thing we brought little Bufo, our unimprinted frog, as a backup. I really don't understand why I do these things sometimes. Rest in peace, Reginald. I get chased around the cave for almost a day by Moses, Tusos, and almost get unalived multiple times. But we came out victorious in the end. Another artifact down. Once we got out of the cave, we set up our newly leveled kind of fresh adult Rexes for the giant monkey. Days 75 to 85 were dedicated to find some good theories to breed, but we couldn't find one over level 75. So we went with the next best thing, aloes. I made a trap for them, but it wasn't good enough. Bob status. So I had to retrap them. The next morning, they were back in the trap, sawing logs, and ready to be tamed. Back home, we immediately started making them make love, as we needed an aloe backup force for the techade for their bleed. We'll do the dragon with Rexes because we can't find any theories. After they did their thing, we flew up to the Yeti snow cave, as it's our last cave to do. Oh, and I forgot, we found a low-level otter to have in the snow cave, but the footage was obviously lost. We were immediately met with super high-level Yeti boys that we had to ask nicely to leave us alone with our boomstick. Once we were able to get in the entrance, we chose to use an oversized lizard to do the cave with. But in the middle of the battle between us and the anglerfish and the polar bears, some wolves decided to eat China. No! Towards the end of this godforsaken place that we call a cave, I almost died to a wolf, but I used my big brain and escaped. Defeated the wolf with the Rex, then made my way up the path to collect the artifact of the strong, our final artifact. That was the last artifact I needed for the dragon fight. Let's defeat this fire-breathing gecko. Here we go, boys. Land. Why do you have the brain worms? Ah! Ah, land. Oh, gotta get out of my way. Oh my. Oh, I think they're in the lava. Ah! Days 85 to 99, we just made some born baby aloes, leveled them, and made some extra room for my dinos to light up at the tech cave entrance. Alright, let's do this. Line them all up, pray to the art gods to watch over me, and enter the cave. But once entering the cave, I noticed my dinos were not following each other like I thought I made them do. What? Why aren't they coming? Then Karen decided to go take a bath in the lava. She has the worms. I have no idea.
Oh my god.
We kind of knew at this point our luck was running dry and Raptor Jesus was tired of this video. But we kept on attempting to bring our dinos into the
Gotta get
cave.
them in this way.
I panicked and whistled all
How'd the bird
to get
get
my-
in here?
to get my dinos in,
No!
but they were just
Wow.
a giant mess, even at the door. The ones I did end up getting in had brainworms. They had no idea what was going on. They were falling in lava. It was, so far, it was pretty botched. I mean, look at this door. They don't even know what they're doing. Ah! Might be saying, Nugget, it's your fault, homie.
Where's the Yudi?
I know. But we made do with what we had. I think we got in like 10 dinos. Yeah. But we carried on regardless. We have a cave to beat, an ascension to do. So we got on the Yudi and rode into battle.
I guess this is what we're bringing. Oh. No, I lost another one. Oh, this is gonna be some stuff if I do this. No, don't fall off the edge. No! Oh my god, I'm losing everything. Let me through.
It was at this moment where the dinos caught another case of the brainworms and started eating themselves into the fiery rivers below.
I have a Rex left. Oh. Oh.
I was alone, one Yudi and a single Rex. Later on, the Rex ended up just eating itself off into the lava as well to join his brethren. Just walked straight off. He didn't want to fight no more. Didn't even want to fight. So once I killed the Aloe, I figured the best plan of action was just run to the boss terminal so I can get the Yudi in there and maybe just shotgun the boss to death. It's Gamma, so...
All my dinosaurs are dead.
But then a pack of Aloes stopped me. And then the worst happened. I ended up getting Prolovia. Or Capra.
No, this is where it ends.
I tried to survive, but in the end, I just wasn't an alpha. I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah.